And welcome to Chapter 2. Chapter 2 discusses Florida's weather and climate. We really need to understand what the difference between weather and climate is, and we can understand this in terms of analogies. So one common analogy is that the weather dictates what you might wear on a given day, while the climate is going to dictate what clothes you generally have in your closet. Another way to think of it is the weather is a person's mood at a point in time, whereas climate is the personality. So you're really thinking of weather as like the short term and climate as a much longer term phenomenon. There are two major types of climate in Florida. The southern portion of the state falls into the tropical zone, which means that the temperatures are warm throughout the year, with the average temperature each month exceeding 64 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius. The northern part of the state, including the Panhandle and most of the peninsula, are in the subtropical zone because the average temperature in January can fall below 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Winters tend to be rainier in the subtropical Florida than in tropical Florida. The northern part of the state has an average annual temperature of around 66 degrees, while the southern part of the state has an average annual temperature of 77 degrees near Miami. The average temperatures rise steadily as you travel from the northern part of the state to the southern tip. The chapter will introduce you to the idea of the urban heat island effect, which is an observation that large urban areas tend to be warmer than their surroundings. This is because man-made materials like concrete can absorb heat a lot better than other materials. For instance, plants and lakes will evaporate, or plants have evapotranspiration that causes a cooling in that area compared to the city heat. So we have a big difference between the urban areas where there's a lot of heat and areas outside the urban areas which are generally seem to be cooler. That's the urban heat island effect. So I hope you enjoyed Chapter 2, learning all these differences in the climate of Florida. Thank you, and see you in the next chapter. Please check out the resources in the chapter module. Bye-bye.